So we just saw the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
The Wasp.
The Wasp.
The white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
A.K. I think that was Janet.
Yeah.
So A.K.A. How the hell does this connect to Infinity War?
Oh, you'll find out.
At the end of this video, I think we got like the last thing we talk about. I think we gotta talk about that.
Yeah.
Part of it to me was leaked on Twitter. Thanks, Twitter.
Dicks.
Person on Twitter who doesn't watch this video probably. Anyway, so where shall we begin with this? Actually, I do know where I want to begin. They gave us more Lewis.
Yes,
a lot more Lewis in this movie,
which saved the movie for me.
Yes,
because honestly, I felt this one was kind of weak in
in
terms of the overall MCU.
Well, obviously, because the last movie we saw, which was a universe-sized event. Yeah,
but I mean, even still, this felt like, I don't know. The best way to describe it is it felt like a filler episode. Yeah, like this is just something to tide us over.
That's fair. Really. Yeah, not bad. Just by comparison,
mediocre,
insignificant.
Yeah,
at least at first. This one's about that new character Ghost.
Yeah,
I gotta admit, like of all the Marvel characters, I probably know the least about Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about like their villains, and all I know is like he's a scientist and he shrinks himself, and the only villain I know of that they fight.
Oh, sorry, that was just the
that's not this continuity.
Yeah.
The only villain I know of that they fight is a guy called like Tornado. He's just which is
pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, he's this guy in this green suit and he makes a tornado and he's like the Tasmanian devil. And he just
I'm imagining that now.
That's as far as I know. I've seen him. He was in.
Oh no, Janet! It's the tornado.
Voiced by Jim Cummings.
Voiced by Jim Cummings. Exactly.
Yeah, that's about all I know with Ant-Man and Wasp and all that.
Yeah.
And based on just these two movies, it seems like this part of the Marvel universe, when they're doing this kind of science, as well as quantum stuff, all it says to me is that everyone involved in it eventually goes insane.
Yeah, true.
Because of
they turn homicidal.
Yeah, because the villain Ghost, who I may or may not, I'm pretty sure she's from the comics. Her whole thing is that she can phase through solid objects and nobody can hit her, and
but she can't control it.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. She's kind of like Tracer from Overwatch, except she didn't get that anchor put on her chest.
Yeah, although with Tracer, I think she jumps forward into the future. It's not speed. She actually like leaps into the future, like very briefly.
Gosh,
it's a whole thing. That's about my extent of Overwatch too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so she's got this whole thing where her dad was like discredited by Pym, and then there was a lab accident because of course there was. She got zapped with the quantum rays, and then S.H.I.E.L.D. found her and turned her into an assassin. But her powers are slowly tearing her apart. So she
will fade away unless she finds.
Yeah,
she gets quantum energy.
She needs Hank Pym's technology to fix herself, and so that's basically the plot of this movie. That and Scott Lang making sure he's at home for his house arrest. Yeah, because of the shit that went down in Germany.
Yep, keeping one step ahead of Asian Jim from The Office.
Yeah, that was definitely him too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was him.
I gotta say, I love Paul Rudd. He's so good in this.
He is hilarious as Ant-Man.
Just the camaraderie that him, Hope, and Hank have is just it's perfect. Like they're always giving each other shit, and it's so funny, and it feels natural.
Yeah,
that's the best part.
But of course, we all knew the best character in the MCU is
Lewis.
It's Lewis.
One thing I kind of didn't like, and I felt like, well, it did add a little bit of comedy to the movie, but that guy that was chasing them, that like criminal guy,
Oh, yeah, Walt Goggins.
Whoever the hell he was, probably some
Birch was his name.
Yeah, so probably also some guy from the comics. He felt like completely superfluous.
He did.
Like they didn't need him in this movie. He was just like a third party that was also after.
Yeah, he wanted
Pym's
the quantum technology,
but he wanted it for himself.
Like
He wanted to make money off of it, and that's it.
Yeah.
He
was just there to throw a wrench into everything.
Yeah.
Like when things are going smoothly, it's like, oh, all right, Walt, it's your cue. All right, I'm ready.
I could have seen it. Maybe have Ghost be working with them, but no.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. That's kind of what fell flat for me.
Because that's when she first showed up. When Janet went into, because they had to make this deal to get a piece for his time. His quantum tunnel.
The time tunnel. No, there's a throwback.
Yeah. Because they figured out there may have been a way to go in and save Janet. So they're building this quantum tunnel, and they need a piece from Walton Goggins, who has it. And then as Hope's walking out, that's when Ghost shows up and fights her. And I thought that they were working together at that point, but no, she's her own thing.
It almost alluded to it, because it's just like, our business relationship isn't over.
Yeah,
I can assure you of that. And as soon as he said that, that's when Ghost shows up.
Yeah, but then he was like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, "Oh, really? They're not working together?
Why not?"
Shit. Yeah, that would have been much more interesting.
At least it would have given him a purpose to be in the movie.
Yeah, which is a shame. That was a waste of Walton Goggins.
Yeah, too. He was funny.
Yeah, he was.
And that's what I was saying. Like, at least he was funny.
Yeah.
Him and his goons too.
Yeah. Well. I've always been a fan of his ever since I first saw him in Predators.
Yeah.
When he played Stans, the ex-con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the reason why he did bring us like the funniest part of the whole movie, because he was trying to find out where Scott was, so he went over to Scott's friends with Lewis and had one of his guys administer a truth serum, and Lewis is like, "Oh, it's like a truth serum." The guy's like, "There's no such thing as a truth serum." He's like, "Well, what is that then?" "Well, it's a chemical that releases your inhibitions, and so it's a truth serum." It's not a truth serum. This whole argument of whether or not it's a truth serum.
Yeah,
I like the one guy. He's like, "If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck."
Yeah. It was,
and then of course they give him the truth serum.
They need to give him either a mini series or like his own movie or
something.
Just like that'll be a placeholder while we wrap up this whole Infinity War business. Just have the adventures of Lewis.
Well, assuming he's still around. We don't know about him.
True.
But anyway, what happened was they gave him the truth serum, and then he goes to his whole thing about how he's explaining everything.
Yeah.
And it's great as usual. They never did the thing that everybody wanted.
What's that?
Like before Infinity War, just have him explain all of the movies.
Yes!
All of the events leading up to Infinity War.
They
never did that.
Would have been a beautiful recap.
So, what else should we talk about?
But they would have had to get everybody in on it.
Yeah. I think it could have been possible.
It could have been.
They never made it happen, though.
No.
We got to see Hope kick some ass.
Yeah, as the new Wasp.
Yep. Which they alluded to at the end of the first movie.
Yep, true.
That was cool. We got to see her. Well, you can't have Ant-Man without Wasp.
True.
Yeah. Don't even reference the comics.
Yeah. Sorry.
This is not the comics.
Well, it's a different Ant-Man.
It's a different Ant-Man.
It's a different Ant-Man. It's Scott Lang.
Everything is different now. That never happened.
It never happened. Oh my God.
All right. I gotta say, can I just say, every time they either shrank or expanded something, it was always funny.
Yeah.
Because there's bits, and you probably saw some of this in the trailer. Like he shrank the building, and then he had a luggage thing on top of it.
Yeah.
And then whenever they needed a new car because they were on the run from the FBI,
the Hot Wheels case.
They had a Hot Wheels case full of actual cars
that were shrunk down.
And there's a scene where at the end they're having this big chase, and then Lewis is in the van, and Hope is like, Lewis, we need you to get over here. It's like, I can't, the van's wrecked. He's like, and then Scott is like, check the Hot Wheels case under the thing, and he pulls it out, and there's like an actual like Hot Wheels car with all the fire and everything.
It's like, yes.
Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed years and years ago that we would have this much fun with a movie about Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Because I distinctly remember when they said, "Oh, we're going to do an Ant-Man movie," and I'm like, "Who the hell cares about Ant-Man?"
Now everyone does.
Now everyone loves it.
Yeah. It's like the same thing with Guardians. It's like, well, they're doing a Guardians movie? Okay, and like it turned out to be one of the best films in the franchise.
Well, Guardians was a not very widely known property.
Yeah.
So there was less expectations for it, I think.
Yes, but I think at this point, you know, they call it the MCU for a reason.
Yeah.
So at this point, they can pretty much do whatever the hell they want with the characters.
They are. In fact, they've been dropping, you know, hints about what's going to go on after Infinity War wraps up, and they want to introduce more characters, and they said, I distinctly remember hearing them say they want to expand the cosmic side of the MCU, which would be great, because we're going to get all kinds of trippy-ass Jack Kirby shit, and I can't wait for that.
I mean, we already have the Kree, but then we'd get the Skrulls, we'd get the Shi'ar,
well, and
Galactus.
And we can have those now, because they're now owned by Disney.
Yeah, that's true.
Finally!
Yep.
The Fantastic Four and the X-Men are coming home.
That would be amazing.
When that'll be implemented completely, who knows? I'm guessing they're saving it. I've always lived under the pretense that Disney has always had a plan.
Well, yeah.
Like
they set this shit up way in advance. This wasn't a whole schedule.
Yeah, this wasn't a matter of if they were going to get the properties back. It was when. And I know Disney had something in their back pocket that, like they did with Spider-Man, because they got Spider-Man back and they implemented it great.
Yep.
So I know like they figured something out. I think the mutants are going to be kind of tricky, because that is a thing that should have always been existing.
And then all of a sudden they're going to come out of nowhere.
Yeah. See, that's one of the people... a lot of people make arguments for the X-Men about how they kind of don't fit in the Marvel Universe.
Which is true. They don't really.
They do... I have to admit, they do seem to work well on their own. But at the same time, a lot of them have strong ties with, you know, a lot of other characters. Like Wolverine and Cap, you know, fought together. And then you have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who they kind of split the rights to, I guess.
Yeah, well, considering Quicksilver's dead in the MCU.
Yeah, well...
And so Scarlet Witch, but anyway.
Spoilers. I don't...
You should have seen it by now. Don't give me any of that spoiler
It's been months.
It's been months.
Yeah. Speaking of spoilers, I think we should just talk about the tie-in.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, spoilers from this point forward. Now, it's nothing in the movie itself. This is for the after credits scene.
So long story short,
spoilers.
To go with the whole plot of the movie, by the end they go into the Hank goes into the quantum void and finds Janet. They bring her back. You know, Scott's house arrest sentence is over.
Yeah,
everything's good. Ghost is on the verge of being cured.
Yeah, well, we skipped over a part because apparently while Janet was in the quantum void, she gained some kind of quantum power that they didn't really expand upon, and when she came out and she saw a ghost freaking out, she was able to actually
stabilize her,
which was cool. And I kind of like that they didn't kill her off, because it feels like that they can use her, you know, for other things.
Yeah.
And again, I bitched about this when we were talking about Infinity War, when I brought up Red Skull before we realized that was Red Skull. But I was like, my argument still stands that I can't believe how many villains the MCU has killed off.
True.
Because you can't have a hero without villains.
Yeah.
And they keep killing off the villains. So, and you know what? They still did it because of like Killmonger.
Yeah, Killmonger's dead.
Killmonger was killed off. So, but.
Well, if you're a villain in an origin story, then yeah, you're probably gonna fucking die.
Because with superheroes, it's supposed to be like an ongoing saga. It's a constant battle of good versus evil, and you keep killing off the bad guys, and then suddenly you get civil war.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going on a tangent, but long story short, Ghost is still around. She ran off with Lawrence Fishburne, who was also a character with.
Who was helping her out.
Yeah, he was a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent that found her, etc. So Janet healed her, and then that's about where the movie ended. And then they did the first set of credits where they showed off the stylized, which was all like figurines and stuff.
Yeah, it was all action figures.
It looked really cool.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah. So then they had the credit scene where they send Scott into the void to collect some of the energy that she used to, I guess, heal.
Yeah.
I guess they were going to use it for
Ghost. Yeah.
So they send him in, and then suddenly he's like, okay, we're going to bring you out in 3, 2.
Yep.
Static, and they're like, he's like, haha, funny guys, and then they cut to where the three of them were standing, dust. So
all three of them, Janet Van Dyne, Hank Pym, and Hope, the Wasp,
and
all dead from the finger snap.
And now Ant-Man is stuck in the void.
He's stuck in the quantum void.
Yeah. So, I have a feeling he can get out because he's gotten out before.
Yeah, he has gotten out before.
But still, that was a very, very, very shocking
him over
note.
Bad.
Yeah, and then
the end credits scene.
Yeah, there's it's where it said Ant-Man and Wasp will return, and then a question mark appeared next to that.
Yep.
They'll be back. They'll be back. Don't think that they won't bring them back. They're such popular characters. You think they're gonna kill off Spider-Man and Black Panther and Ant-Man and Wasp and Doctor Strange?
I don't know.
I don't know. They're gonna bring them back. It's comic books.
I know, but
remember
still,
Max Landis' video?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they killed death in comics. But
the death of Superman didn't kill Superman.
It killed death. Yeah.
Look up that video. It's really good. So then there's the actual end credits, which honestly you didn't really need to stay to where it was. It was funny, but
it was funny, but
it showed Scott's house, and it was the
completely empty, and they had the emergency broadcast system on the TVs.
Yeah, and then there was a giant ant playing his drum set because they. To get him out of his house arrest, they had to replace him with an ant with his
ankle bracelet. Yeah,
I guess he stood
when they
around.
Kidnapped him.
I was actually waiting for the ant to get evaporated.
Oh God, that would have been bad.
So that was Ant-Man and Wasp. It was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was good. Again, it felt like a filler episode, but at least they tied it all together, and we found out what they were doing. When
Infinity War happened,
was going on. Still no word from where Hawkeye is.
Yeah, that's true. We never knew what happened to Clint.
I feel like he's still around, because if you noticed at the end of Infinity War, among the survivors are the first Avengers from the first movie.
That's true.
Iron Man, Bruce, Cap, Thor, and Scarlet Black Widow.
Black Widow. I almost said Scarlet Witch, but no, she died in that movie.
Different Scarlet.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Hawkeye's okay, and we'll probably see him in the next movie.
We'll see. But I know the next big one's going to be Captain Marvel, which takes place in the 90s.
Yeah, they gotta introduce her into everything,
as well as the Skrull, which is going to be interesting.
Yep.
See how that goes out. I was thinking maybe for the next big thing that was going to be the Secret Invasion. This time around was Infinity War, and then it would be Secret Invasion next. But I guess they're bypassing that.
I feel like if they're going to do Secret Invasion, it'll be the next thing.
Yeah.
Because that would be a good logical next step.
Yeah.
Especially now that they have the rights to more characters.
Exactly.
So
but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Just waiting to see how they're all going to integrate all the new stuff into the MCU. Probably just add it more to the
keeps getting bigger and bigger.
The second phase, or whatever. Or
we'll see what happens.
Yep, the Ant-Man and Wasp was good.
Yeah,
go check it out.
Honestly, I don't know. I'd probably wait till Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rush to go out and see it.
It's not really pertinent to anything unless you really really like the first movie.
Yeah.
So and I still think it was a good enough.
It was good. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say like you didn't have to drop everything, go out and see it. I'd say
Yeah.
if you wanted to wait till Blu-ray.
Wait till, or you know, at the very least, you know, wait till the end of its theater life.
Yeah.
Get a cheap
Matinee it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think we could just leave it at that.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys later.
We'll see you for the next big shit show.
What's that?
I don't know. What's coming out?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. But it's the best stuff.